Okay, so what we have here is an HP Pavilion 4535. It has a Celeron processor. I believe it's from the Pentium 3 era. Has a Windows 98 sticker on there. I have no idea what the clock speed on it is. I have no idea how much memory's in this thing. All I've really done with it was basically picked it up and blew out the mound of dust that's in it. I still need to wipe it down, clean it up, then get inside. I'm gonna take everything out, see what's in there, then we'll put everything back together and see if it fires up. I want to check, the caps and the wiring and all that before I press the power button on there. I don't want this thing to explode on us. So let's get it cleaned up and then we'll do some testing. I'm not particularly fond of Celeron processors. I've always disliked those models, but I've got other plans for this case. I've got an actual other Pentium 3 that have Windows 98 on it. That's a lot more powerful than this, so I don't necessarily need this thing. But my ultimate goal for it is to have somewhat of a kind of a sleeper PC. We'll get into that later on though. But for now, let's just get it cleaned up and see if it functions. We'll play with it a little bit. Alright, gotten everything cleaned up, about as clean as we're going to be able to get it. All of the capacitors, caps look fine. Power supply, that looks fine. It was completely gunked up. This fan was just completely clogged. But I got that fixed. I may have to replace that fan. I'm not so certain that fan's actually going to work. But we'll see when we test. This thing has 2 sticks of 128 megs, I think. Yeah, so 256 megs total. Here is the sound card, game port with an integrated phone line. Then we also have this daughter card that plugs into it, that basically mounts in the top of the case, that has additional jacks on it for microphone in and out lines. And then we have a network adapter, and I'm pretty sure this is probably just a 100 meg network card. Here's the hard drive. I'm not quite sure how large this drive is. I can't find the marking on it where it tells me the size, but we shall see. CD drive, I did take it apart. There wasn't hardly any dust in it, so it should be fine. This is just a CD-ROM. It should be fine. Should work just fine. Now the floppy drive, I've got my concerns about this because when I took it apart to clean it, I found the cap of a floppy disk wedged in there, obviously broken off. So I have my doubts if this drive is actually going to work or not. I was able to get this out without further damaging anything, but that's something that we will need to test. Now the processor, let's see, where did I put that? There, here it is. I was able to get the heatsink off. I'm glad I was able to, because the thermal paste on here was completely dried and it was like super glue. It took me a while to pry this thing off, and I had to basically scrape it off, or scrape the thermal paste off. But this is in fact a Celeron processor. I think it was 400 megahertz. It has a date stamp of 1998 on it. Ooh, that's not good. Alright, we're good. No pins were bent. Alright. So I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on camera. Let's see. There we go. Focus. That's not focusing too well, but that is a Celeron processor. Different angle there. Oh well. Yeah, this is a Celeron processor. Let's see, SL3A2 is the product number on it. 400 megahertz. Yeah, 98 time stamp on it, or 98 date stamp on it, I should say. Let's get this thing put back in there before I drop it again. Can't believe I did that. Maybe I did bend something. What's going on? Oh, there it is. Okay. Crisis averted. Alright. Let's get some thermal paste on here. Let's get that heatsink back on there. Get some things connected. And then we will fire it up. Run some tests. I have no idea what's on this hard drive. There is even anything on this drive, but we will see. This heatsink itself had a bunch of gunk in it too, a bunch of dirt and dust and fuzz. It was just completely clogged up. Took me a while to clean it and the power supply. Alright. Once I mount this back in the case, I'll tie this up a little bit better. So basically all I'm doing right now, I'm just getting the hard drive hooked up to see if anything's on there. Basically to see if the computer actually post into BIOS. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and get the flash drive hooked up as well. Alright. I'm gonna get the rest of this hooked up. And a monitor out, power supply connected, and I'll fast forward through this next part. Hey, we've got power. That's a good sign. Oop. Hey, there we go. Let's get the BIOS here. Yep, I think my CMOS battery's dead. It is seeing the hard drive. That's good. Seeing all the memory. Okay. Alright, where's my phone? I need to set this. Not like this really matters at the moment. 1988. A couple of years after I was born. Date and time are set. BIOS revision. BIOS version 1.0. May of 99. I don't think this thing has ever had a BIOS update done to it. I'll have to see if I can find it somewhere. There we go. Right. How well this is showing up on screen. Celeron processor, 400 megahertz, 128K of cache. Installed OS. Huh. Other 95, 98. Large disk. Okay. Onboard video has 1 meg of memory. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to add a video card. Celeron processors. That's the thing I hate about the Celeron processors. The video capabilities of them. Okay. Power saving on. This hard drive has a obnoxious hum to it. But I mean, at least it's still spinning up. Alright. Who's know the motherboard and memory and processor all work? The CPU fan is not spinning though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace that CPU fan. Those bearings are going out. There's an awful grinding in there. Probably add some oil to it, and it would work. Yeah, I'll have to unplug that fan. That thing is heating up way too much. That fan, burning out, burning up. Don't do something to it. Hey, Windows 2000. Look at that. Windows 2000 on a Celeron processor. Yeah, this thing will get reinstalled. At least know the hard drive works though. I may see if I can find a recovery disk for this specific model motherboard. I'm just glad everything works on it. It's probably a password set on it to whoever had it before me. Hey, the fan on the power supply is working at least. That was one of my biggest concerns. I think I already have a fan. I think that's an 80 millimeter. I should have one of those stashed away somewhere. I may go ahead and replace it. Definitely gonna need a new fan for this CPU. See if I can dig out a floppy disk real quick. Here is a disk one for Windows for Workgroups. Windows 3.11. See if it reads this at least. Ooh, that did not sound good. I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but there was an awful grinding noise. I seriously doubt this floppy drive's gonna work. It's trying though. Nope. Yeah, that floppy drive is a goner. How big's this hard drive? Let's see. 6 gigs. I mean, overall, it's up and running. I think I may swap out the memory while I'm at it too. Bigger hard drive, more memory. Alright, let's get this thing put back in the case. got it put back together. As you guys can see, it is very cramped inside this case. So you can't really see much, but power supply. This is a 100. It's only a 100-watt power supply. Of course, we got our sound card down here. The smaller cable runs up to the CD-ROM. This thicker white cable runs up to these additional outputs up here that I was telling you guys about earlier. That has the microphone, the input, and the output. Then the real video card is down here that has the speaker jack, game port, phone lines. Of course, here's that network adapter here. Of course, up here you have serial, parallel. Here's the VGA adapter, PS2 ports, keyboard, mouse, and 2 USBs. Those are probably USB 1.0 or 1.1. Of course, you got your parallel cables. Here's the hard drive over here. CD-ROM, floppy drive here. Now, I put that floppy drive back in it that wasn't working properly, just for the aesthetics aspect of it. Because all the floppy drives I have the black faceplate on it, so that little door I just wanted it to match. I do have a USB floppy drive if I absolutely need to read a floppy disk on this thing, which I would probably extract those files and put it on CD-ROM anyway. Let's see. I did go ahead and replace the CMOS battery in this thing because that was obviously dead. For the CPU fan, I just completely removed that since it wasn't working. I have to dig out another fan eventually. In the meantime, I will make sure I don't press this thing too hard to overheat it. Let's get the cover back on it and let's get it powered on. And then we'll play around with it a little more. As of right now, I'm going to stick with Windows 2000. I don't really see the need of reinstalling the OS on this thing since it is still functioning. I might now I am going to go through and clean up some of the files and remove other things that aren't needed if I can get this case back on there properly. I did have to cut through some of the warranty stickers to get everything apart, but considering this thing is 25 years old, I doubt the warranty even matters anymore. But this thing does look a lot better since I cleaned it up. I wish I would have thought about showing you guys that power supply in a little more detail before I cleaned it up, because it was just absolutely nasty in there. But at least that power supply can breathe now. I'm not too concerned about it blowing up on me anymore. Like I said, the caps didn't look bad on there. And of course, I've got an extra screw because, of course, I do. That's just how I do things. I have no idea where the extra screw goes, and it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Everything is held together. Oh well. Not like it's needed. Okay. Let's get this thing some juice. least the sound works. Let me see if I can adjust my video so you guys can see this monitor a little better. Alright, let me get the network connection on there and see if the network still works. Cut that volume down a little bit. Alright, what did this say? Nope. Do not want to restart. Let's look at device manager, see if it's missing anything. Huh. Okay. Missing a few drivers. No big deal. Won't break the system or anything. Intel 810 graphics controller. It's that 1 meg video, 1 meg integrated video it has. Not capable of really anything. Alright. Let's see. Network connections. Network connections gone. Yeah, gotta get some drivers on here. Let's see if there's anything on here of any significance. Got some phone software on here. Telephone, I should say. That's pretty much it. Ooh, pinball. Everybody remembers pinball. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Can't remember the keys. There we go. I think it's space to shoot. Yep. Man, it's been 20 years since I played this. I forgot this game came with Windows 2000. Anyway. Well, I mean, at least we know it works. Yeah. If I hook this into my phone line, I'm sure I can make some phone calls. Anyway, that's it for now. I do got some grander plans for this case, but that's going to be for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I'll try to answer you as best I can. See you next time.